Welcome to A Busy Mom's Guide to Using the Problem-Solving Approach. My name is Heather Tabers, and like you, I'm a busy mom as well as a returning learner here at Arizona State University. This virtual presentation was created to show you how simple and beneficial it is to apply the problem-solving approach by demonstrating how I used it when creating a professional website for my class project in my General Principles of Multimedia Writing class. So relax, grab a cup of coffee, and enjoy the presentation. If you're like me, being a mom and a student can be overwhelming at times. When I first heard the term problem-solving approach, I thought of occasions in which I had to rescue a beloved stuffed animal from the jaws of the vacuum cleaner or clean the coffee out of my laptop keyboard. As students, we learn that many of our problems can be solved without a screwdriver or a sponge. The problem-solving approach, or PSA, is an excellent tool formatted specifically for addressing our communication needs. The problem-solving approach is a busy mom's best friend when tackling any kind of writing or communication assignment. The 5 steps to the PSA process are plan, research, draft, review, and distribute. Understanding these steps will reduce your anxiety and your workload when you take on a project. Let me explain how I used the PSA in creating my professional website. Planning is the first step. When I began my assignment, I first needed to identify my purpose, which was to create a professional website. That was spelled out clearly for me by my professor. The second part of my planning process was to identify my audience. My professor gave us a great tool called the Audience Analysis Creator to help us understand exactly who we are trying to reach with each writing assignment. Understanding your audience is the key to good workplace writing. The second element of the PSA is research. First, I had to learn more about creating a website, so I read the associated chapter in my text. Next, I had to collect ideas or data, so I surfed the web to see how other professionals in my field had created their websites. The internet is a great tool for learning by example. My last step in the research element was to play. I signed up for a WordPress account and began learning how to utilize the many tools it features. The next element of the PSA is drafting. In my notebook, I wrote out ideas for the different pages I wanted my website to contain and how I wanted them laid out. In my WordPress account, I played around with various themes and templates until I found one that matched the tone and voice I wanted to project. Then the fun began as I sat down to fill each page with content about myself, my goals, and my writing. Reviewing is the next step in the PSA process. Proofreading and revising can't occur too much when putting together a quality project. The best way to review your work is to ask a trusted writer to offer a second set of eyes to your work. I asked my friend Lindsay Dove, who happens to be an ASU graduate that works with web design and media production in the Phoenix area. Her review of my work helped me fine-tune my writing and polish up my finished project. Distribution is the last element in the PSA and possibly the most rewarding. After publishing my website to the web and submitting it to my professor for grading, I felt a sense of relief in knowing that I had done a thorough job in presenting my work. After distributing a project, it's important to follow up and make sure your work was received. I asked my husband to check my website to be sure I had provided a working link, and I checked Dropbox to ensure that my professor had also received it. Using the PSA was successful from beginning to end. It took the guesswork out of pulling my project together. As a busy mom, I have many important things to think about, and using the PSA allowed me to focus the time I spent on my project so I could get back to all the little people in my life. Knowing and understanding the elements of the PSA allowed me to create an effective, attractive website without any unnecessary stress. One thing that I learned about myself during this process was that I enjoy being creative both visually and verbally. I've always been passionate about writing, but having the opportunity to work with themes and designs added another dimension to my creativity. I also learned that I like to take ownership of my own work. I used all of my own pictures on my website, and I was pleased with the outcome. Knowing the PSA elements helped me stay on track as I created in this new medium. I learned 2 important lessons about effective communication. The first is that the best work comes from a combination of creativity and constraints. The PSA gave me helpful guidelines that streamlined my creativity in the most positive and effective way. I also learned that there are many fine lines to walk when creating a website about yourself. It is difficult to be confident without sounding egotistical, professional without sounding dry, and personal without sounding unprofessional. As one busy mom to another, I encourage you to learn the various elements of the PSA and apply them to every communication or writing challenge you encounter. Knowing these steps saves time and energy that you could spend on the many other people in your life that count on you. So remember, plan, research, draft, review, and distribute. Thank you for watching.